So hi, When the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
My name is Jake.
Joden.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Zach. We're in a band, post-punk band from San Diego called Blair Gun.
All right, some questions to say about the upcoming album. There are no rival clones here, so congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Really great. We're really excited to really start the rollout with it. We've been sitting on it for a few months, and we're really confident on this record. I think we've made some huge improvements since the first one, so super excited to share it with everyone.
Oh yeah, listening through the record this morning, it fucking rocks, front to back. It's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
So, is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
I think the idea of like there are no rival clones here is kind of like the idea of like all of these different kind of like copies and like archetypes of like the same person, but like all being safe together still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. Expand on that. Yeah, I think some of the thought was that it's a sort of like uniting phrase. All the songs deal with some sort of like is something that we feel like affects us and isolates us in a way that's only unique to us, but in reality, a lot of people experience it. A lot of the themes that we talk about, so that's sort of like a contradiction there. Rivals, clones. There you go.
Gotcha, makes sense.
Gotcha.
And any meaning behind the cover art?
The cover art is kind of like this abstracted version of maybe like a top-down view of like a city map or some kind of like industrial imagery that's been just kind of like tampered with and messed with. And then we have like this game board kind of laid out to the side.
Gotcha. All right. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Yeah. So typically what happens is Zach and Joden will work together, and they can obviously dig deeper into this, but they kind of get the basic structure of the song together and some lyrics and stuff like that, and then bring it over to Allison and I, and then we all kind of collectively work and jam together a little bit, and then we all add our 2 cents and change things here and there to get it to a point where we like it. And then one thing we did differently this time than the first album is we played a lot of the songs on this album live for a few months, which was cool. So we were kind of able to get like see how the songs were doing live, see how people were responding to them. But that's kind of typically how it goes down.
Gotcha. And by playing the songs live, did you guys like, based on the reception from people, go back to the drawing board on any songs, or was it like the response was good and you guys were confident?
I think we mostly trust ourselves and our instincts. So like the purpose of playing live to try it out is more so to see how we feel about our parts playing live. I think that's where the adjustments have been made.
Mm-hmm.
I know like on certain songs like Bughouse or Bitter Men especially, there are parts that when we try it out live, it just maybe might be clashing with somebody else's part or just doesn't feel correct to us, and then we'll go back and workshop it. So crowd response is definitely important. I don't think we've ever gotten like absolutely horrid response.
You ever been booed off stage?
And then like been influenced to completely scrap it, but it's like maybe we felt a little awkward playing a certain thing, and so then we'll go and adjust.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
Let's say the favorites first.
My favorite is Up Down on the album, I think. Actually, yeah, that one. That's one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. I don't know, because Zach and Joden wrote like the lyrics and everything to that one, but that one I feel like resonates the most with me personally. And the bass line on that one is really sick. So that one's definitely my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
My favorite's probably
Bug House just because I really like to play it live. I think the vocals are really fun to do. I get to do kind of, and it's got like a crazy transition in the middle, and I love seeing kind of like the look of surprise on people's faces as we kind of like progress through these like three really different sections of the song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jake.
Okay. It would probably be either Up Down or Beat Happen for me. Beat Happen's just super, super catchy. I think it sounds, I don't know, just like classic, and Up Down's just very different from anything I feel like we've done before.
Yeah.
So one of those two.
All right.
My favorite song to play live is probably the theme song. It's like the melody of the riff is something I just kind of like came up with, like a shower thought, like hearing this melody in my head. And so kind of trying to figure out all these different notes as there's like some key changes and this descending major scales. It's really fun to play. It's a bit tricky, but it's a fun like tone setter because we often open our sets with that. And I love a good instrumental when I see a band rip one out, and I'm glad we have one in our arsenal. But I think the song that it's maybe a tricky question. The song that took the longest to write, because we have some songs here that go back a long time before we even put the first record out, and then have since like tweaked it a little bit as of recently. So I know that Don't Think is one like that Joden brought a long time ago when it was just our duo recording project. And then we kind of adapted it a little bit and added some new parts right before the record. But in one sitting, I think, or Seventh Heaven's another one that's like that. It underwent many iterations and finally settled on this like through composed idea. But we had like stretched it out into like a 12-minute song. We had it as just one little like melodic instrumental piece. And so it just underwent so many different versions.
Gotcha. All right. And out of curiosity, when did the process, like the writing process, officially start for this record? I know ideas came in from past releases and whatnot, but when did it officially start?
I feel like
I would go for it. Go.
I feel like it started even before I was in the band. A lot of these songs and ideas like were already starting to like cook before the first album even came out. So I feel like it's been a really long time. You know, we wanted to go in the studio fully prepared, like all the songs written, we know what our parts are going to be, so we can just like get it done, was kind of the impression I had.
I feel like it really started happening as soon as we came back from recording the first album.
Okay.
The three of us kind of sat down and really just wanted to play something new, so we just started jamming new stuff, and it ended up being a lot of what's on the album now.
I think we made a big stride in like all the writing, and it started to feel like, okay, we're working on something new, especially probably summer of 2023, like June-ish. Like we had done a tour in the spring, and then we had some like weekend runs out to like Santa Cruz, the Bay Area, and coming back from those, like by the end of June is when we had like a little bit of a lull and we took a break from shows and really started focusing on demos and the songwriting process again, and some hiccups along the way. But yeah, that's, I think, about when I would say like it really started to take some form.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. I feel like by the time the album you've just recorded is released, you're already sick of all those songs. I know with us, we're like, we just want to play new stuff. Like, let's just write. We're sick of practicing this set, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's definitely like kind of a constant thing that's always happening. Like we're always working on a new idea every practice. Yeah.
Not to jump the gun because this record's not even out yet, but like, is the idea for the next one starting to form?
I mean, here and there, we've been pretty busy, so we've been kind of sticking to these songs. There's a few ideas floating around that could maybe be the start to another project, but we'll see. I think we have time post tour that we're gonna buckle down. I think like have a pretty clean start on starting to write the third album.
All right, allowing you guys to live in the moment with this record for just a second.
Just a second.
A little bit.
All right. So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, just shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned the opener and the closer, because those were like very like Blair's theme and then Seventh Heaven were very like specifically written to be like these are the starting tracks and then this is the ending track. And then also like Blair's theme had kind of the outro that had been written to like flow pretty cleanly into that second song. But then other than that, there was a decent bit of kind of shuffling around in the studio and like finding out what worked. But by the time the demos were done, before we even went into the studio, we had this track list that ended up making it through the whole recording process and on the actual record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think like a lot of the track list took shape because we liked certain songs just flowing right into the next. So there were a lot of pairs. Mm-hmm. And so we thought like, well, this pair sounds good against this pair, but not this one. So then I feel like naturally started to take a shape and form.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Hell yeah.
All right. So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
Yeah, there's well, speaking for myself, I think like we went through some tumultuous times actually, like from when I said like we kind of really started focusing on this record last summer. We've had some lineup changes. We had some shows still left to fulfill and taking time off. And I know there's some in our personal lives, some big changes that took place as well. So the can kept getting like kicked down the road a little bit because of these things. Mm-hmm. And I think it's for the best though, rather than try to like really rush and pump this out and worry about like, oh no, it has to be X amount of time in between records, allowing ourselves that time to figure it out and get situated in our personal lives is really important to help free up the, our creative energy too. So I know, at least speaking for myself, yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs going on.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys kind of stay motivated through all of the personal life changes and all the band changes and still like stay somewhat focused on the record?
I mean, I think it's just kind of like it's a drive that you kind of can't let go. Like it's just how I relax. It's like these guys are like some of my only friends. It's just kind of like what we do. We hang out, we write songs. It's kind of like how you find solace from all that, I feel like, is making art together with your friends.
Gotcha. Does everyone else echo a similar headspace to Zach, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I think also, at least for me, with this record, especially as my first time, like doing a studio album like this and like being in a band like this too. And I felt like I needed to be focused and like kind of on my A game, because these guys are like, I feel so lucky to be in a band with these guys because they're some of the most amazing musicians I've ever met. And so I constantly feel like I need to be like, just kind of, I don't know. It wasn't a sentiment that they were pushing onto me, but I wanted to like prove myself, like I can do this. I deserve to be a part of this too. So I definitely wanted to just kind of always strive to be on my A game and like write the best parts I can and just contribute the best that I can, because I feel so lucky to be in this position that I am now.
Oh yeah. Love that. Did you struggle with that pressure at all, or did you thrive under that?
I definitely think I wasn't a pressure that they were pushing on me specifically. Mm-hmm. But I think it pushed me to be a lot better of a musician and kind of try to take it more seriously. Because I was like, damn, these guys are really good. Like I need to be like on my shit kind of. So, exactly, but yeah. I definitely think it pushed me in a good way for sure.
That's good.
And we had a whole last album to catch up and learn the songs as we had a whole shows planned.
Yeah. I know when Allison joined the band, we were pretty much like, here's like 30 songs. Can you learn them in like 2 weeks? Like,
good luck.
We have shows. We have like 3 shows lined up that we have to play. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot, but it was good. It was fun. It pushed me for sure.
That's good. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. It all worked out. So I'm really
Hell yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should do in the car with friends and talk with headphones on? Is workout album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
By yourself.
Go to a show. See it live.
Sure, that's true.
You lie.
Buy a record, buy CDs, merch, keeps us going.
Mhm.
No, I mean, I'd say like front to back. Not enough people listen to records front to back nowadays, and like we really wrote this with like interludes and like intro tracks, and like I really, really hope that people actually take the time to listen to the whole thing like front to back in a sitting where it's just like focus, because that's how like I really enjoy music, and so I feel like that's how we were kind of inclined to write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Makes sense. So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, 12 total. No more, no less.
Ah.
I want to say like punk, fast, rockin'.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Okay. Strong start.
Say dance, dancey, angry,
Okay. Okay.
experimental.
Oh,
That's good.
yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right, I got mine. I'd say quirky,
Okay.
unpredictable, but at the same time familiar. Sorry, I threw in some other words in there, but yeah,
Ah, you chained them
okay.
together.
Perfect.
That's good.
Yeah.
familiar.
Man, energetic,
Okay.
Flashy.
exciting, I like to think.
Yeah.
Flashy.
And unique.
Ooh.
I feel like
Ah.
compared to what a lot of everyone else around us in this scene is doing too. So
Hell yeah.
energetic, exciting, and unique.
That's good.
Wonderful.
Maybe I'll replace quirky with pop because I feel like pop is like pop sentiments are always at the forefront of our minds and writing songs. Try to make a nice balance between the weird stuff and just good pop songs.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It's impressive. You guys were able to spit 12 words out and no one tried to copy off each other, overlap. 12 original words. That
beautiful.
doesn't happen when we have this many people in an interview.
No.
Ever. So can you guys talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
Definitely like doing the live tracking thing for the first time for us. It was like there's just a lot more pressure in the studio, and there was a few songs where maybe it was like everyone else's parts would be easy, like on like up down, like my parts were really easy, but maybe like the drum part wasn't as easy. And then and there's just like a lot of not like your bandmates are giving you pressure, but just like there's a lot of internal pressure to not mess up, and then when you just end up playing the same song like 8 times and you can't quite get it like exactly how you want it. That was definitely like unique in this album cycle as opposed to the last one. I'd say probably Up Down was the hardest to record, I think.
All right. I didn't realize you guys tracked the record live. I know you guys were
Yeah.
playing songs ahead of time live, but I didn't realize the record was tracked live as well.
Yeah, most of what you hear is just us playing as a band, and then there's obviously some like the sound effects and stuff are like all overdubs, but
Shit. So was that new for this album, or did you do that for your last one as well?
yeah, that was new. I had never done that before, so
The last record was multi-track, so yeah, this was our producer Eric Bauer is a staunch advocate of live tracking.
yeah.
I guess that's he recorded a lot of like Ty Segall and OC's records too. And I think there's, dealing with limitations brings something unique out in you. So that was something we have been wanting to try a lot, and we had the opportunity to do so. But even there may be a couple cases where one person had to go and overdub their part because we didn't quite like how we did something. We still aim to do like, okay, you're gonna punch it out the whole way through. Like everybody's keeping their sections, and we tried to limit just punching in one little riff here or there and just keep it as holistic of a take as we could possibly do so. So I think one of the challenges for me when recording was it's a bit overwhelming actually when you get into a room and they have a ton of gear. So you might want to try a bunch of new different things. And then there was a moment of realization for me when I realized this is not how I sound typically live at all, or like on the last record. I don't know why I wasn't like using certain pieces of equipment. I just got attracted to other shiny things, I guess. So there was a moment when I had to like hit a couple other songs all in one take, redo it how I actually sound. So
Yeah.
going back, kind of backtracking and worrying about time, renting
like,
the place, of course, it was a bit anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see like a clon on the floor and you want to use it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you heard of that pedal, but it's like like very rare and expensive, and you're like, oh, this is gonna make me sound like better than ever, but it's kind of just another pedal, and it doesn't sound like
Not your sound. Just makes you sound
not
better,
like
but not like you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I always thought live tracking would be easier than multi-tracking, and oh my god, it's not.
Because it's all like one
probably
take.
just as hard. I think the recording process in general is just hard, period. Like, I don't know, because as a musician, it's like you have these parts so perfect, and then sometimes you feel like when it comes to when it actually matters, you just mess it all up. It's like you get so in your head. So it's definitely like live tracking adds that extra pressure.
Well, I think the thing we did love about it was it keeps everybody engaged the whole way through. A lot longer time than multi-tracking. Like our last record, Jake was done in like 2 days, and then he had like another 8 days to just hang out and just walk around town and do stuff. So like keeping us engaged through the whole time,
totally,
I think is a benefit, keeping everybody in there in the studio.
Absolutely.
Makes sense. So for this question, I want you guys to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
Oh, I've been waiting for this question for so long.
You got an answer.
I already know Jake's answer.
I know. Okay. Yeah, I'll go first. A lemonade, any kind of lemonade, but lemonade, and then either pretzels or they make these brownie M&Ms, and like the inside of the M&M is just like filled with brownie. And I can never find them down here, but on the last run we did like a week ago, I found them at every gas station. They ate way too many bags of them, but lemonade, pretzels, and M&Ms for sure.
Solid.
I would. You go.
Zach go.
Okay, fine. I would say my drink is Arizona iced teas always because they're also cheap, but you got to get the lemon tea ones, not the Arnold Palmers, just the lemon tea ones. Those are best. And then Nutter Butters. I've always loved this since I was a kid. It's my go-to.
Yeah, I mean, Nutter Butters, Reese's Pieces. I love all the little peanut butter snacks, and probably any drink with caffeine because I'm always fucking tired on the road.
Yeah,
getting enough sleep. So I'm staying extremely caffeinated.
I am always getting like a fuck ton of candy. I'm getting Skittles, all the fruity candy. I want Skittles, the Airhead strips that like are the different flavors. I don't want that rainbow shit. I want the specific flavors. Yeah, Reese's, it's really bad. I like told myself, I'm like, hey, this run, I cannot get like, do not buy candy every single time we stop at a gas station because my stomach
buying salads.
I'm only eating salad.
Our goal for this tour is to eat salads. Like salad.
Speak for yourself.
The healthy lifestyle. Jake will be getting those brownie M&Ms if he can find them.
Damn,
more for me.
Yeah.
Or like the hottest chips.
Put them on the salad.
Ooh,
yeah, exactly.
The spicy Ruffles.
Those are so good.
Those are so
spicy
good.
Ruffles, dude, they're fire. Literally.
Oh my god, they're like fucking red 40. Like I know those shits are hot. Like I see them and my stomach just starts fucking bubbling.
It wasn't good.
No, I'm sure
it wasn't a good day.
And for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Shogun. Fried rice. Shogun fried rice and steak.
The guy's flipping it now.
Yeah, no, they have to do a
whole hibachi dinner.
And a Sprite.
Nice.
That's mine.
I'm probably gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Japanese cuisine. Something like I'll have a side of like a bowl of ramen, a bunch of sushi, and Asahi beer.
Ooh, solid.
Nice.
Sick. Jake.
Ah, man, that's a tough one. I guess like just a nice giant burrito the size of my forearm. A California burrito. Big
Damn right.
burrito.
You can get that anywhere, man.
No, not a good burrito.
Get me like the fat stacked Five Guys burger with the giant Cajun fries on the side. Oh yeah.
Damn right.
All right.
Damn right. And I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
There's a right answer here.
Okay.
Orange.
Red.
Yeah, my favorite color is red.
All right.
Okay. Red, orange.
Green. I have a lot of furniture that's green and like clothes, you know.
That's
Yeah.
good.
The album cover is green, so
Yeah.
There you go.
Go
Yeah.
on.
and
Yeah.
you got green and orange.
And Joden,
Solid.
was yours also red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I said it before Allison, so
No, I said it first.
No. Yeah, Allison said it first, actually.
Yeah, I do.
Why is red your favorite color, Jordan?
no reason. It's good.
I like it.
White stripes.
I like it.
Yeah.
I have a red guitar. I'm bright red. Yeah.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
Could have something to do with the white stripes, but we're not sure.
All right. So as Gloria said, that's all the questions you have to say. Is there anything that you guys like to plug?
Listen to the album. Come see our shows. Please buy merch. We're broke. Thank you.
Hell
Yeah, new album out June 7th. Everywhere.
Yeah,
And,
big
Or
tour
June.
in a week. Sorry, I was just adding. Big tour happening in a week. I'm gonna be on the road. Check it out on our socials and catch a show if you can.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sounding. This guy's been Blair Gun, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.